we're gonna do no face. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Hello, everybody. ELI'S.JYESTHA. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about Jupiter transit in Leo and Mars in Gemini, and this is video part 2. All right, and I'm gonna start doing audios more, cause I think when I do face videos, I be subjective to my face too. Like, I know last video some guy just commented, but that just takes the mental throttle on what I'm trying to teach. So if I can just do no face and just do a video like this, then this video would be more better. All right. So what is Jupiter? All right. Jupiter is all about expansion, like making things larger, the bigger picture. It's about indulgence, like what you overindulge in, like what you overly do excessively, okay, like to a humongous degree, okay, regardless of where it's placed. It's all about expanding what area I am in, as far as knowledge, capacity of thoughts, capacity of beliefs, belief systems, more so how I've grown and how I've gained. All right. Jupiter wants to make things very fortunate in situations to where it seems like light isn't even near possible, okay? Or not even just light, but just fortune is even possible for the day. You know, your most unlucky days, right? When you think about your most unlucky days, you think about the small things that mean something huge to you in those unlucky days, those days to where things do not make sense to you. Okay. Jupiter kind of want to make that a little bit more fortunate for you in circumstances to where you feel like, I'm not winning today. Where is my luck? Where is my fortune? How am I gaining something? Okay. Because Jupiter has the appeal of Venus. And objectively, all the other planets except Sun, even though they are both the same element, they act in a whole different way. All right. Jupiter doesn't, and necessarily, right? Jupiter is all about fortune. We could say that, right? But every planet in the zodiac system has a negative connotation too, regardless of how good it is. Jupiter, if not, is the best planet as far as greatness, charm, luck, etc., gains, okay? But the difference between Jupiter and the Sun and Mars, Venus, because we could say some planets are malefic. And malefic means what? Malefic means negative. Benefic means beneficial. Okay, it means positive. Positive, negative, pretty much. Benefic, positive. Malefic, negative. All right. So there's only a few planets in the whole system that is malefic and positive. All right, benefic. And benefic again means beneficial. All right. But here's the thing about Jupiter, all right, except for the sun. Because the sun, it loves everything. Okay? The sun keeps everything steady, keeps everything alive, keeps growth very, very, very intelligent. And with both of these planets, as far as Jupiter and intelligence goes, because the sun is definitely your intelligence, right? Jupiter is intelligence too. The sun has the capacity to upscale every single type of intelligence on this earth. Jupiter is the same thing, but Jupiter goes into another state of being, right? I mentioned in other videos that Jupiter has about 88 moons. It has a lot of emotion. It has a lot of depth, right? It has a lot of knowledge. And being with that being said, right? We would say knowing is one of the key factors of life. You know if you do something sometimes, and when you don't know if you do something, the comparison is very large, right? If you're unacknowledged, or hey, how you doing? If you're not acknowledged enough, Jupiter acts malefic in whatever sign you in. All right. If you don't know the element of what sign Jupiter shares, you better know it. But that's where malefic and benefic comes. Jupiter can be malefic too. It shares that it shares that Piscean sign. Okay. Jupiter shares it with Pisces too. All right. And that's why third and the ninth, right? When you read something, right? When you read something, right? I want to let you know, whenever you read something, there was a whole point of reading that book, right? You know the whole story. You know the adventure. You know what really happened. You know why this person did that. You know why this person did this, right? Right? Jupiter has that effect of non-emotion, right? Look at my what are you talking about? Listen. You want to know what I'm talking about? Listen. Or do your research. Just just type it in Google. Do your research. Stop asking me. Do not ask me naive questions on my channel. I hate naive questions. I don't hate stupid questions. I hate naive questions. And it's two different things. But I'm gonna keep going. Right? And speaking of naive, right? Jupiter is kind of dogmatic towards that type of thinking, naive thinking, not knowing enough, not broadcasting enough of your heights of brilliance. Jupiter hates that for people, right? It wants to it's an insult to Jupiter, because Jupiter can almost grab onto anything physical and almost anything non-physical as much, and reach out and gain that information of acknowledgement and put it in a bottle, right? And put it in a little tiny circle. Thank you, by the way. Put it in a little tiny circle, eat it, and know everything, right? Because you would think that intuition is knowledge, and it is, right? It's partial knowledge. Intuition is partial Jupiter, all right? We want to go fourth house. We want to say the moon is intuition, but in reality, right? As we go on our adventure, our personal adventure, right? Jupiter, as you go on your personal adventure, Jupiter knows intuition before intuition knows anything. What the hell? That doesn't make... Yes, it does. Listen, if you know certain things, sometimes knowing can override what you feel. if you know, it can go feelings can go numerous of different ways and methods once you know something, whether it's big, whether it's small. But knowing a certain system, knowing a certain meaning, knowing a certain sign, knowing in general, we want to throw that in Jupiter. Jupiter loves knowledge. Jupiter, to insult Jupiter and make it become malefic, you must become almost surrendering to stupidity. Jupiter hates that. It wants to encompass what really matters most of the time, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Jupiter. Here's the thing with Jupiter being inside Leo, right? Jupiter loves the sun. Why? It's two different reasons why. One, they're fire elements, right? Two, they're masculine. They're like two big brothers, the same two big brothers. One might be a different age, but all we know is they're two big brothers. And both are powerful. Both are known. Both love attention. Both has intentions. Both are intelligence to the maximum core. All right. It's like a perfect straight A student from kindergarten to graduation of high school. They done did sports. They never failed a grade. They never failed a test. They never had nothing but an A. It's almost as if Jupiter and the sun is perfection. We don't want to leave that to sixth house. We want to leave that to Jupiter inside Leo, right? Leo, Jupiter inside Leo wants to give masculines the chance to breathe again, to gain new wave of intelligence in this new generation, right? Jupiter in Leo is new generational knowledge. Okay. Why is it why is it why is it Eli, why are you saying it's new generational knowledge? Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? People don't realize, right? We could say 10 years is a generation. We could say even 5 years is a generation. Hell, we that 20 years is a generation, right? But in every damn year is a new generation. All right. Every year, every month, a soul is born. Okay. Every single motherfucking year, right? Jupiter wants to encompass what has been fed to Jupiter and put it in the children. Okay. So that's why we would say that, right? We would say schooling, right? Right? Every year a kid is born, and when a kid is born in a new generation, they gain not only the past knowledge, they gain future knowledge as well. They gain everything that is present. All right. Jupiter gives every kid, every generation, every single person, every single soul that is new to this earth more knowledge, right? They would be like, some would say, oh, back in my generation, my generation this, my generation that. It's because Jupiter gave you the right expansion amount for survival. So every child that is born every year is more intelligent than anybody that is born before them. All right. Jupiter and Leo, that's why it's Jupiter and Leo is new generational knowledge. All right. It gives the children the power, the soul power, the 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 generational knowledge of past, present, and now, meaning it hits their DNA to where they're intelligent. That's why, if you really think about it, that's why when certain kids are born now, are we're seeing evolution of children. Jupiter, Jupiter and Leo gives in this placement specifically for any child that is born gives generational um genes. Okay, it gives generational power. Okay, it gives generational enhancement. It gives generational creativity. All right, Jupiter wants to feed the sun. It wants to exchange energies. All right, that's why when a kid is born between 1 and 7, it's like, oh, you hear the elders say, oh, these kids get smarter every year. You're damn right. These children get smarter every year, and they're smarter than there's some kids are smarter than me now and smarter than me when I was young. It doesn't matter. They're too intelligent. They know too much. They pick up a phone. They might know how to take my phone apart, and they're 7 years old. That's Jupiter. That's Leo, right? It kind of gives that maximum effect. It kind of gives that maximum effect of enlightenment towards children. All right, young children. All right, Jupiter, and then I kind of wanted to touch back up too on Jupiter, right? Jupiter will make individuals more fertile. That's why I was trying to tell you guys. Fertility will be at the maximum during this transit between 1 and 2 years, I think. That's how long Jupiter is going to be in Leo, right? And whenever it goes retrograde, um, fathers, grandparent, that is grandpa, you will get stories of grandfathers, masculines, boys, sons, every type of masculine type of figure that have made an impact in general, whether it's good or bad. Because, yeah, the sun and Jupiter are technically, right, fortunate planets, right? These two planets are the most exposed planet. Anything dark that is unfortunate will not survive during the Jupiter and Leo transit. All right. It kind of is necessary for the future gen and the generation that is born as we talk, as time keep ticking. Right. Jupiter and Leo will make one travel to their father, their grandfather, hell, their elders, their cousins, your cousins, anybody that is a masculine figure, Jupiter will make you more closer to. All right, you might be visiting a school with this type of transit. individuals will want to go back to school for something, or they will want to do a trade, right? Or they will want to do something very, very active. Okay. They want to do classes in karate, boxing, golf, um, sports related. Jupiter kind of wants to influence that nature of experience. All right. Jupiter wants you to have fun in Leo. Leo, 100 million%. Number one rule is to have fun and be yourself. Shine bright how you would. Jupiter and the sun, Leo, makes one very, very dominant in exposure, whether it's good or bad. All right. It kind of loves that knack of like, it's enticing to be me, express myself, express how do I feel in my heart. It gives that energy boost. During this transit, individuals will get that energy boost to go above and beyond. Jupiter and Leo does that. These are the two, one of the two most active signs. Even though Jupiter is in and out, Leo has that capacity to keep Jupiter in place, because Leo is the number one largest sign as far as planet. All right. Nothing is more dominant than the sun. No planet is more masculine or dominant than the sun. None. With that being said, dominance with Jupiter going inside Leo, it will clear path of like staying on that path of expressing yourself and being dominant in how you feel about your confidence of what you're expressing about yourself. If I express myself in what I know, nobody can tell me that I'm wrong because I know it. And that's that spicy, hot fire Jupiter effect that gives Leo more fire, more amputation to kind of give that what is that word called? Uh Orbit. All right. Because Leo, the fifth house, is going to make you orbit. It's going to make you it's going to make you create even above of what your soul thought. All right. Jupiter has that effect, right? To give your children the necessary to travel further in school, or maybe activate their nuance in school. All right. You have children. Maybe you want to take your children to a different ethnicity background type of school. Jupiter gives you that. Jupiter wants you to be around different ethnicity groups to gain soul ties. All right. It wants your children to go to school, be more connected to groups of individuals who are not the same race, who are not masculine in the same way, but will express themselves on what they know individually. Because fifth house Leo is all about individuality. It loves to be individual. It loves to be by itself. It doesn't. You might think that fifth house might not like being by themselves, but they express themselves behind closed doors, and they will express themselves 100 million% more in front of people, groups, activities. It will show the sun, the fifth house, your sun planet will show you why you express yourself, how you express yourself, why you're so strongly confident on expressing yourself. Okay, okay. Yeah, I've been here, I've been through there, I've been through here, I've been through here, I've been through there. All right. Jupiter especially since Leo is opposing Pluto. Jupiter wants you to transform yourself from your past partners, from your past groups. All right. Jupiter will want you to express yourself in your present groups. All right. Jupiter will have you perform more. All right. Express more. All right. Jupiter will have your children expressing to you more what they love doing, what they hate doing. Temper tantrums. Jupiter gives that to Leo, fifth house. Jupiter gives mass effect towards ethnicity groups. Maybe you want to date outside of your race. Jupiter gives you that flavor, and Jupiter gives you that confidence, 100,000,000% when it gets in the fifth house to broadcast. Maybe I do want to date another race. Maybe I do want to date another ethnicity. Maybe I want to have a child by another ethnicity. Jupiter wants you to feel that. Jupiter wants you to do that. Jupiter wants you to know that when it's in the fifth house of Leo. Okay. The sun is very bright. Very, very bright to where the beams is always in sight. Right? Jupiter has that enhancement to where you can kind of see and know without second thoughts. All right. Your expressions can become in and out. All right. Your creativity power could go to the distance, a longer distance to where you would even think. Or your children's intelligence could go longer in the distance to whatever you may not have thought about. Jupiter will expand that, will give your child, will give your grandfather, your grandparent. It will give you that, it will give them that wisdom, that information, that confidence, that boldness that Jupiter has. And initiate even further than what you may even think originally. Jupiter wants that inside Leo. It kind of itches whenever it gets in that sign of like, no, I must express not how I feel, but what I know, and use my pride. Pride could look different in the you're, you're pretty much balanced between the first and the second nature. You get what I'm saying? Jupiter wants that, right? Jupiter, okay, here's the thing about Leo, right? Most days is good, most days is bad, but that's just life. Fixated on exposing whether it's cold. It can be cold outside, but guess what? The sun still shines. It could be warm outside, but guess what? The sun will still shine. It could be raining outside, but the sun is there. The sun is right there. You can't see it, but the sun has shined, right? It could be any type of weather, any type of catastrophe, any type of moment, any type of thing. If the day is today, the day will happen. If the night is the night will happen. The moon is there. The moon is there to take over because the sun has had enough to give out that intelligence, to give out that happiness. What is vitamin D? Vitamin D is energy. The sun is unlimited energy. Fifth house, Leo, is unlimited energy. Maybe your children during the transit could gain a little bit burst of heightened energy. Okay. Heightened intelligence with action. expression, soul wit, soul acknowledgement, soul knowledge, soul catastrophe, soul capacity will enhance. Soul anything. All right? Because Jupiter is different. Jupiter is kind of like that whisper of 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 karma, of like, wait a minute. I'm acknowledged with this. I know how to take this car piece off. I know how to take this wheel off the car. That's why the gains and the faults of, you might do good, you might do bad, but that bad, guess what you will gain from that bad? Everything you do wrong, you gain knowledge. Everything you've done is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is just a reassurance of knowledge, right? Towards self, towards my own thoughts. When you think about something, right? You can think about it, right? You can't think about what you do not know, because you don't know. There isn't a thought. There isn't a flexibility to go further than what you don't have a piece of anything. Okay? Jupiter has that scale to kind of, you give a little bit of Jupiter, you get a little bit of piece of anything. Anything. Jupiter, whether it's